And lastly, setting priorities. There are two ways that Sharia classifies priorities. One is by describing certain things as fard or wajib, means it's compulsory. Another group is mustahab or mandub, encourage. Mubah, merely permissible, and then makruh, discouraged, and then lastly haram. We've used another color. So that's one way. The other way of classifying things is into three major categories according to priority. So here, wajib and haram are number one most important things. Wajib you must do, haram you must avoid. Wajib, a sin if you don't do it, haram, a sin if you do it. Opposite side of the same coin. So it is haram not to do wajib. It is wajib to avoid the haram. The next in importance is avoid makruh and do mustahab. And then you've got mubah, the big group of everything is halal except what is haram. Eating durian. So one way of classifying priorities, of course, here. Second, so you do not argue about Taraweeh prayers such that you slept late after the argument and you didn't wake up for subuh. Okay, yeah, that's fard. This one is mustahab. You do not sacrifice this for that. You don't argue on an issue that is mustahab and break brotherhood, which is wajib. So you have to pick your fights. You don't break fard because you are arguing on something that was less important. These three, daruriyat, hajiyat, and tahsiniyat. Briefly, daruriyat are those absolute essential life necessities. Nobody in a community must have a lack or must have their daruriyat threatened. Okay? Don't threaten anybody's life. Don't threaten their faith. Don't threaten their family. Don't threaten their mind. Don't threaten their property. There are some here that are daruriyat. They are part of life's necessity. If you want a human being to live as a human being. Otherwise, if you threaten them, because Allah says, فَمَنْ اِتُّرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ, whoever's daruriyat are threatened, there is no sin on them when they commit a wrong. Okay? So, no food, and he steals, you cannot punish him for stealing. He had no alternative. Yeah. Life was threatened, he stole to get medicine to pay for his daughter. You cannot punish him for that. Yeah. Especially if there were alternatives. Especially if there were no alternatives. Hajiyat are the next below that, the next level of importance. Hajiyat are those instruments that protect society from falling into darura, or protect an individual from falling into darura. Okay. Hospitals, the training of teachers, the training of lawyers, the training of doctors. People who clear garbage. If they stop clearing garbage, would anybody die? Think about it. Would anybody die? No more garbage, no more sewage collection in Penang for 1 month. Would anybody die? Yes. It will threaten life. You will get into darura. Okay? Garbage collection becomes a darura. It's a fardu kifaya. If nobody is doing it, it is treated as a fardu ayn. Everybody is responsible for making sure garbage is collected. Everybody do your own. Otherwise, we all suffer an epidemic. More people will die and war will create. So hajiyat, that system in place to make sure things don't fall into darura. Tahsini, comfort zone. Kamaliyat, they sometimes call them. Those things which, once you're satisfied, you can now start thinking of how to help other people. Yeah. So tahsini is important because it's a level of comfort, a level of security that you have that makes it easier for you to start thinking of, well, let me help somebody else. Why? My family is okay. Because most people will not help until they are in a level of comfort. When you are not able to pay school fees, which is hajiyat, you will not start thinking of somebody else's school fees. That's why these three are maqasid. They are all objectives of Sharia. But regarding priority, these are the priorities. And so it becomes important for any Muslim society to ask itself, and for you as a Muslim to ask yourself, is there anybody suffering from a darura that I can help? Better still, that we can help. Yeah. Is there anybody suffering and my profession is not able to help them? Why? Because I only cater for the rich. The poor become your priority. Set up an NGO, set up a fund, do something to get people out of darura. That is your priority. Got a school, we're making some good money. Is it rich people's children? Yes. What are you doing for the poorest? That should be a concern. It's good you educate the rich. It's good you give them a good education. But don't forget, is there anybody else left behind? Basically, I would say this is one way of presenting how to be a better Muslim, to fulfill your purpose better, to be closer to Allah, and hopefully to understand the rahmah of Allah even more when you look at the kind of human beings that this system is trying to produce. You understand your Creator better. To conclude on 2 points. Number one, I'd like to emphasize on, or conclude 2 points, both related to capacity building, building yourself. Building yourself to be more trustworthy. Building yourself to be more trustworthy. The more trustworthy you are, the more responsibilities people will give you. But people are looking at trustworthiness on two main areas: your character and your competence. Your character, your integrity, your behavior. How upright are you? The second side to do with your competence. How skilled or educated are you? So if you're a teacher, or you're a computer technician, or you're a doctor, or you're a mechanic, you can have good character but poor competence. People won't trust you. Yeah, you're a nice guy, but you don't know how to repair the laptop. That doesn't help. They won't trust you. Or you've got good competence, but you'll steal spare parts and you sell them off. You need good character and competence for people to trust you. So it's not enough to just pursue education, but realize that you have to keep working on being a better human being, better character. What breaks marriages is not usually competence, it's character related. A lot of close relationships depend on character. And in that regard, you know the story of the goose that laid the golden egg? For us oldies, right? There's a farmer, he had one of these Aesop's fables. He had a goose, and one day laid a golden egg. He thought like maybe somebody doing a practical joke. He tested and like it looks real. So he takes it to the goldsmith, and what do you say? That's a real golden egg. He makes a good amount of money from it. Wow. Okay. So he goes back and, waits a while, and the goose has laid another golden egg. Next day, another golden egg. The next day, another golden egg. This guy is getting richer. His wish list is becoming fulfilled. Buying this, buying that, bigger home, bigger this, bigger that. He's getting more impatient. He's got big plans and this goose is not cooperating. So they're like, wait, and walking up and down. Finally, I can't wait. So he gets a knife, lops off the head of the goose, opens it, one last small egg, and that's it. If you had a goose that laid golden eggs, what would you do? Sorry? Feed it, right? Yeah, give it cornflakes. Mostly, probably. If it's laying golden eggs, get a big plasma screen. You know, air conditioning. Heavy security, right? Yeah. Get it a mate. You would care for the welfare of the goose if you wanted sustained production of golden eggs. Everything you do for which people would pay you a salary, pay you for something, they're paying for the golden eggs that you are able to lay. What can you do to lay bigger, better golden eggs? Study more? Work harder? Spend more time? Be healthier? Build better relationships? Eat better? Take your prayers more seriously? What would you do to become a better human being? And lastly, since Brother Kamaruddin said we should end on that, inshallah, is a story of a little community. They lived by the sea. And lived on a lot of islands, actually. And they had a king who was getting old and had no child. And the king, before he died, told his people, when I die, whoever is going to be king after me should be king for only 5 years. After that, you take him in a boat, cross the sea to that island, and dump him there. That's the island where some years back, all the dangerous creatures on all islands were taken and put there. So if you're looking for lions and tigers and bears, they won't live together. But that's where you would find them. If it's snakes and anything dangerous, that's where you would find them. The king dies and they decide, okay, everybody knows the rule, whoever's going to be king will be king for just 5 years. So, who's going to be king? I said, I want to be king. Okay? So he's made king. First year passes, second year passes. Every day this guy is just in another party. Wants to marry this one, wants to marry that one, expand this, more furniture. 5 years comes, on the first day of the 6th year, guards and everybody come and say, time to take you to the island. He shouts and screams and wails and it doesn't work. They put him on the boat, drop him on the island, very bushy island. As they are moving away, they hear screams and growls and shrieks and roars and then silence. End of that story. All right, time for a new king. The guy says, I want to be king. Okay. No problem. So he's made king. He parties more than the first guy. Gets a tailor. Every day I don't want to wear the same clothes. Must, really enjoy my life to the best of my ability. That guy, he thought he enjoyed life. I'll show him. And I don't want the same food cooked for lunch, breakfast, dinner, any day. Okay. Every week, bring me cooks from other parts of the world. And he partied and the years passed by. At the end of 5 years, all right, first day of the next year, put, screaming, taken to the island, growls and shrieks and roars, and he's dead. That history. All right, who wants to be king? This young man says, me. And the wife looks at him. Oh, come on, you're a cool guy, Why? I want to be king. parents talk, friends, come on, man. It's not worth it, you know. We'll miss you, we love you, you're a good guy, you're a helpful person. I want to be king. Okay, I want to be king. He's king. First year, he gets hunters, they go and gather all the animals on that island, put them into a nice zoo. Second year, get farmers on that island, move some industries and schools on the island. By fourth year, big market on that island. By the fifth year, he finishes building his house and even a bridge between that island and the main one. By the end, they come and say, okay, time to go to the island. Yes, you're welcome to tea. And he goes, and he's got his house, and he entertains them, and life carries on. Life on this dunya is like living on the mainland. We don't know how long we'll be here for. But a time will come when we will have to leave. How well have we prepared for our hereafter? May Allah continue to help us all. Thank you for your time and patience. Assalamu alaikum.